Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Brad Smith. I am the founder and CEO of BARQAR, a digital marketing agency that helps restaurants increase their online presence, build brand awareness, and get more people in the door. Today, we're going to be talking about an interesting topic. We're going to look at online reviews and talk a little bit about why online reviews are so important to a restaurant's bottom line, and also how to deal with those internet trolls out there, those people that are just angry, that put up a stink about everything and just want to be heard. So, in today's video, we're going to talk about how reviews impact the bottom line. And spoiler alert is yes, they do impact the bottom line. We're going to look at how they impact search rankings. We're going to talk a little bit about what review sites are most important for the restaurant industry. We're going to look at how to deal with those internet trolls. We're going to define a 6-step process for generating more reviews. It's a proven process. It works. We're helping restaurants right now use this process to get some awesome reviews. And finally, we'll wrap up with a case study that shows you just how we are getting those reviews and what the result was. So let's start off by talking a little bit about why you need reputation management, or why you need to be aware of online reviews and what people are saying about you. And the simple truth is people trust online reviews. Nearly 88% of customers, in fact, trust online reviews. And they trust them as much as personal recommendations. So think about this: you're at home and you're talking to a friend or a relative, and you say, "Hey, the wife and I want to go out for a nice dinner tonight. Where should we go?" People are going to trust those reviews. Okay, and those conversations don't just happen one to one. Where do those conversations happen now? Well, they happen on Facebook. They happen on Yelp. They happen on TripAdvisor. They happen on Urban Spoon, now Zomato. So people are not only asking friends and relatives, okay, but they're trusting online reviews. They're looking at all these places. They're looking at OpenTable to see what others have said about your establishment. And if people are saying good things, they're more likely to book a reservation. They're more likely to walk through the door. If people are saying bad things, why would they risk a night out? Why would they risk coming into your restaurant for potentially a bad meal or bad service or whatever those internet trolls are out there saying? So it's very important to take a proactive approach. Reviews are also driving purchase decisions. So again, it's having a big impact on the bottom line. Even more importantly, or more impressively, is a recent Harvard study. So someone at Harvard actually took a look and said, okay, I think reviews matter, but just how much do they matter? And the simple fact is they matter a lot. They went and they looked at the correlation between Yelp reviews and restaurant revenue. And what they found is that simply increasing your Yelp rating by 1 star can have a 9% increase in revenue. That's an amazing increase just by taking a few steps to improve your ranking on Yelp. And another thing that reviews can do is help to improve your search ranking. So there's a site out there called Moz.com, M-O-Z.com. Great tools for search engine optimization. And because we're looking to drive more revenue for our clients, for restaurants, one big way to do this is to improve search ranking. So when somebody is searching for a restaurant in your area, Italian, fast food, whatever it is, pizzeria, we want you to be at the top of the list. And how do you get to the top of the list? Well, Moz defined 50 ranking factors, and 8 of the top 50 search ranking factors that determine whether your restaurant shows up at the top of search results or not, or your competitor does down the street. 8 of those were tied to reviews. So they're looking at diversity of review sites. They're looking at whether or not you have reviews on Google Maps. They're looking at volume of testimonials. They're looking at whether you have certain keywords in your testimonial. So if you're a pizza restaurant, it's important to get testimonials with pizza in there, reviews with the word pizza. And they're looking at the authority of not only the review sites, but the authority of the reviewers themselves. So one thing we want to do is get active Yelpers to go out there and leave us a review. But as you know, there is a huge problem. And the problem is, and I mentioned it at the beginning of the webinar, is you have these trolls out there, these people that just love to complain. And these are two actual real reviews. And take a look at this. How would you like someone to say this about your restaurant? I'm pretty sure dairy goes bad, and I'm pretty sure Fiesta Mexican Grill doesn't know that. Not a ringing endorsement. And who in their right mind is going to go to this restaurant after reading that review? Another one, licking the sidewalk will give you the same experience. To be fair, the sidewalk will probably make you less sick. Now, if these reviews are at the top of Yelp, or at the top of Google, or at the top of OpenTable, when you go in and take a look at this restaurant, again, who in their right mind is going to go there? No one. And it's unfortunate because this restaurant may actually provide good food, and this could be someone that was just having a bad day. Maybe it's someone that doesn't even like Mexican food, and for whatever reason, they got dragged to this restaurant and said it was horrible. Whether these reviews were warranted or not, they can have a very damaging impact on your restaurant. So, what are you going to do about it? Well, we want to eliminate internet trolls. So we want to say goodbye to internet trolls. We want to take advantage of the positive reviewers, of the people that will present a true representation of our food and of our service. So how do we get those people to take action? And how do we get those internet trolls how do we get them under control? How do we get them under wraps? So let's focus there first. How do we stop negative reviews? Okay, number one is listening. Okay, if you don't know that there's a negative review out there, there's nothing you can do about it. So step one is listening. How do you do that? You need to go out and claim your pages. Go to Yelp, claim your page, set up alerts. Create a Google alert. Google allows you to do this for free at google.com/alerts. Set up an alert for your restaurant name so that you know when somebody's talking about you. Use a monitoring tool or a service. There's a bunch out there. We offer one that's baked into our platform, but it tells you when something is happening online so that you can react accordingly. And get in the habit of looking. So go out there and look. Look at review sites. Look at what people are saying about you. Look at how people are using these to interact with your brand online. So step number two, once you've found and you know about these reviews, what are you going to do about it? Well, you need to respond. So if you have a negative review out there, don't run from it. Don't hide. Don't cower. Respond to it. But do it in a nice way. And I know it can be extremely hard, but don't be defensive. Thank someone for their feedback. Even somebody that says a sidewalk tastes better than your food. I know that hits home. But if you come off defensive, it's not going to look good to other people. Thank them for their feedback. Okay, let them know that you've taken steps to turn this around. Outline how you've changed. Be sincere and be honest. And what you don't want to do is get into a back and forth with someone. So if you respond and they respond back, don't get into a shouting match. Don't get into that battle back and forth. You will not come out looking good. And step number three, don't just sit back and wait. Okay, if you're going to sit back and hope that somebody comes into your restaurant and leaves a great review, they might, but get proactive. You can actually go on the offensive. So the best way to drown out those internet trolls and the best way to drown out those negative reviews, and no matter how good your establishment is, at some point in time you're going to not please somebody and they're going to leave a negative review. But the best way to deal with that is to drown them out with positives. Okay, so how do you do that? Well, you encourage people to leave reviews. You offer incentives to your servers or your hostesses or management to get more reviews. You showcase testimonials on your website so that when you do collect these great stories, when you do hear from patrons that love your food, love your service, showcase them. Okay, get out there and put that on your website. Make them visible so that everyone can see it. And probably the best way to do this is to be smart about it. Okay, so we don't just have to sit back and wait. We don't have to hope that people are going to take that next step. Hope that people are going to pay the check and then run right home and leave a great Yelp review. We can take matters into our own hands, and we can use technology to help increase the likelihood that a guest at your establishment is going to take that next step, is going to leave a positive review. So I'm going to outline our system here at BARQAR for helping restaurants and other businesses get more online reviews. So what we've done is we've built a review system. We have the ability to collect reviews on site right in your restaurant. We have the ability to send follow-up emails after the fact. So if you're in the habit of collecting email addresses or you use a reservation system that requires email addresses, let's go ahead and let's get those email addresses and send a survey to people after the fact. The system helps you protect against internet trolls, and I'll show you how we do that and how do we protect against future negative online reviews. We'll talk a little bit about how the system helps you improve search rankings. We'll explain how you can showcase some of those reviews and testimonials on your website, and we'll talk a little bit about how this all drives more revenue. So let's walk through our 6-step process for getting more reviews for your restaurant. And number one, really, it starts with gauging your guests' experience. And we can do that in a few different ways. Here's one way. If you're interactive and you use iPads or a tablet to showcase your menu, or your servers use these to log guests' orders, you can have a review show up right on an iPad. Okay, so at the end of the night, you can ask your patrons if they'd take just one moment to rate your restaurant. They rate it on a 1 to 10 scale. I'm sorry, 0 to 10 scale. They can leave their name, they can leave their email address, and then once they do, we follow up with them with an email. Okay, so they give you their experience, they tell you what they liked, what they didn't like. We collect all that information. Then when they get home, they have a follow-up email from you that says, "Thank you so much for coming in. Will you please take just one more minute to leave us a review on Google or Facebook or Yelp or TripAdvisor or Zomato or OpenTable, whatever is most important for your establishment." The other ways that we can collect these surveys is via email. So let's say you do have a great email list of people that have come in over the last few months. We can upload that into the system and send them invitations to give feedback on their experience. If you have table toppers, we can include a QR code that links directly to the platform. So they scan this QR code while they're sitting at your table. Maybe you've incentivized them to take the time to leave a review. Maybe they're going to get a coupon or something else for a future visit. But we've encouraged them to use their own device and complete this survey process and this review process. Okay, once they use one of those options to access the survey, they're going to leave that feedback. Okay, and I mentioned earlier that it's a 0 to 10 scale. We want to gauge how their service was, how their experience was, and we want to make it as simple as possible. So we ask 2 questions. Rate us on a 0 to 10, and tell us a little bit about how you felt. And what people are going to do is give you that 0 to 10 rating. They're going to give you a sentence or two about what they liked, what they didn't like. And we're qualifying these people. So in step 2, it's all about qualification. We want to know about their experience, and we want to qualify them so that we can take them on to the next step. And what we do is take people that left a good rating. So maybe they rated you a 9 or a 10. Okay, we take them on to that next step. So those are the people that we want to encourage to leave a Yelp review or TripAdvisor or Facebook or Foursquare. There's 50 different, more than 50 different social review platforms that we integrate with. And you can pick and choose and display as many as you'd like. But we want those people that had a 9 or a 10 experience, rated you very highly. We want them to leave an online review. Okay, so we give them that opportunity. Now, what about the trolls? What about the people that say, you know what, oh, my food was cold, my server took too long, even though they were there within a few minutes? What do we do with those people that just aren't happy? Maybe they rated you a 1, 2, 3, 4. They just did not have an outstanding experience. What do? Well, we kind of say bye-bye to them. more figuratively than literally. But what we do here is we still want to gather their feedback, obviously. If there is a true issue with your service or with your food or with a specific individual, a specific staff member, we want to know about it. And the other thing that we want to do is give those people the opportunity to complain. Those people want to get something off their chest. Okay? They want to tell somebody about their bad experience. But let's collect that information in a private format. Okay, what we don't want to happen is to get those people to go out to Yelp and leave that negative review that says the sidewalk tastes better than your food. We don't want them to do that because not only did they then have a bad experience, but other people that look at that review have a perceived bad image of your restaurant. They're less likely to come in. They're less likely to put it on their list of restaurants they want to visit. So again, let's collect that bad feedback privately so that we can do something about it. And we're going to very nicely thank the people here for coming in, thank them for their feedback, and we're going to ask them what we can do better. Okay, so that's step 4. Only negative people go here. Positive people go on to leave a review. Step 5. We want feedback. So we want to collect all of this feedback. We want to know what we're doing right. We want to know what we're doing wrong, and we want to know that we can improve service. We want to know what's happening. So every time somebody fills out one of those surveys, you get real-time feedback. We send this to you via email. We can send it to a team of people. We can send it to one person, but you get real-time alerts with both positive and negative feedback. And where this is really important is that you can follow up right away with these people. So let's say you have a happy patron. Okay, follow up with them and offer them some incentive to come back to your restaurant. Maybe it's a free drink voucher, maybe it's a free appetizer, maybe it's a coupon, but offer them an incentive to return. This will also help you identify areas of concern that you might need to address. Okay, if you're getting negative feedbacks consistently, that's something that you do want to address. Okay, and number 6, review alerts. We want to know when people are leaving reviews. Okay, so we're able to report back to you and notify you of both good and bad reviews on Yelp, Google, Facebook, and more. Okay, so you can use these alerts to respond in a timely manner, and you can show people that you care. Okay, you want to respond to these reviews on the platform where the review was left if you can, so that you show other people that maybe read the negative review that, hey, you care and you've taken steps to take advantage. So those are really our 6 steps to getting reviews. Okay, but we don't want to stop there. We want to gather these reviews. We want them to be in the public forum. We want to keep negative reviews from going into the negative forum. But what else can we do with these reviews? So there's a few other things that we can do. So in addition to those 6 steps for getting the reviews, once we have them, we want to display them appropriately. We want to get as much traction out of those as possible. So we've developed a website widget. So this is a real easy little piece of code to install on your website, and your web developer can help, or we can assist with that. But basically what we do is pull all those great reviews, those people that left you great ratings and great comments, we pull those right into your website. So when somebody's coming to your website to maybe book a reservation, look at your menu, look at photos of your establishment, we want to give them a real good feeling and indication that they're going to have a great experience when they do walk in that door. So we want to showcase testimonials and reviews that you've gathered. The other thing that we want to do is look at consistency. So are we consistently providing good service? And one way to do that is with the reporting feature. So we have this great mechanism built in where you can come in and you can see your score over time. So you can see your lifetime score. You can see it in the past 30 days. You can see it in the past week if you wanted. And what this shows you is the number of people that we've gone out and tried to survey. So if we're sending out a mass email, we'll see the total number. We'll see how many people are opening the email. We're going to see how many online reviews we're generating. You can see in this example here, they've generated 25 online reviews. And then another important factor is we can see how many negative reviews that we've helped save from making it online. So when people are leaving those ratings, again, we're taking them to negative reviews to a private feedback loop. So you're still getting that information. They're getting that frustration off their chest, and they're less likely to go out in a public forum like Facebook, like Yelp, like TripAdvisor, and to bash your establishment there. Okay, again, they just want to be heard. We're giving them the chance to be heard, but be heard directly by you, not by the 100,000 people in your market. All right, so that's our process. That's our approach. I want to show you a real world example of this, and this is an Indian restaurant that's located just outside of Buffalo, New York, in a suburb called Williamsville. And what we've done for them is help them generate reviews. And in 3 months, we've been able to get 56 people to leave a review or leave a testimonial through this system. In 3 months, they got 3 5-star reviews on TripAdvisor. They got 2 5-star reviews on Yelp, and another 5-star review on their Facebook page. On TripAdvisor, we were able to increase their rank to the number 9 restaurant in Williamsville. So when somebody is doing a search for restaurants in Williamsville, they show up on that first page now. Urban Spoon, now Zomato, we helped increase their overall rating to 77%. On Google reviews, we helped increase their star rating, and make it more likely that they show up in local search results. And the owner there has said really what it's allowed them to do is make sure that everything positive happening with our restaurant gets more exposure than the rare hiccup that occurs and inevitably gets broadcast on Yelp. And I think that's a big thing. People are more apt to leave a negative review. You know it, I know it. If they've had a good experience, will they take time out of their day to go on and leave a review? Probably not, unless they're prompted through a system like this. Okay, if they're prompted, they will take that step. If they're not, they won't. But let's say they had a subpar experience, or even a horrible experience. They're going to go tell everyone they can about that. So what we're trying to do is increase the likelihood that we get those positives and still collect that negative information so that we can act on it, but keep it from the public eye. So with that said, please, if you have any questions or if you want to demo this system, do a one-to-one demo, I'd love to get that scheduled for you. I've included my contact information here. Our website is BARQAR.com, and we've priced this at a point that makes sense for every single restaurant. It is an awesome system, and it's priced very low to make sure that it's valuable and doable for every restaurant out there. And give me a call. You'll be surprised at how low it's priced. So please give us some contact information, and if you have questions or want a free demo, reach out and we would be happy to help.